I'd like to give a big shout out to all my patrons, my wildlings, knights watching Kingsguard. My Kingsguard include Brendan, Nick, Oscar, Stuart, Josephine, Ikaika, Amanda, RJ, Shad, Nicoletta, Ezra, Jennifer, Jeffrey, Sarah, Pat, Kevin, Ryan, and Michael. Thank you all so much. You're the best. Book haul. Get your book haul here. Yes, that's right. Welcome back to the Fantasy Network, everyone. My name is, of course, Jimmy Nuts, and today we're going to be doing a very rare book haul. I don't really do these all that often. I've done one ever on my channel, mainly because I'm just constantly getting books, and then to reorganize them and put them all together is just a pain, and I'm always doing reviews and stuff, so there's never really time or room for that on my channel. Whatever. Listen, we're going to do one today because I got a lot of cool stuff. I got some stuff from good friends of the channel that I want to show off, and I'm going to start out with those first. I did get 2 Subterranean Press editions for the holidays. And you know, Christmas, I don't know. I just, Barnes & Noble did like a half-off hardback back sale. I went hard in the paint on that. Oh my God, I don't have enough shelf space. But the Subterranean Presses, I wanted to show them off. I couldn't show them off in my book tour because I got them after that. I filmed that right before the holidays. So I will show those off at the end of the video. So make sure to stay around and check that out. But let's get into these, and I'm going to start with the books that were actually gifted to me by friends of the channel. Our first book that came from a friend of the channel is Alan from the Library of Alexandria, Booshk. Emperor's Blades by Brian Staveley. This is the first book in the Unhewn Throne. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the Unhewn Throne, book 1. This is something that he'll be hosting a read-along on his channel in February. I have heard amazing things about this book. I'm going to try to fit this in February next month so I can read along with him. But this is actually one of the series that I definitely want to get to in 2022. I'm going to say it a lot in this video, and in the coming days, or maybe I've already posted it, depends on when this one gets posted, I will be doing a need to read in 2022 that'll go over all those things. But this is one I'm so excited for, and Alan, I can't thank you enough for checking this out, or getting this to me, I should say, because I was going to have to buy this anyway. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. The next book that I got from a friend of the channel is Finney Reads, which is an amazing channel. You should go check that out. And it is Gunmetal Gauze by Zamil Akhtar. And listen to this, okay? Just listen. It gives you pause when you hear this. They took his daughter, so Micah comes to take their kingdom. 50,000 gun-toting paladins march behind him, all baptized in angel blood, thirsty to burn unbelievers. All right, you got my attention. Also, the cover is really, really cool. The lighting sucks. You can't see it. Cool cover. This is a self-published series. I believe there's at least 2 or 3 books published, and Josephine is a huge fan of this. She likes this a ton. She said, I would love it. She said, if I like the Song of Ice and Fire, this could be up my alley. Y'all know I love Song of Ice and Fire. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to this, and it's one I probably would have went out and sought myself, but now that I have it, it's definitely moving up on my TBR. So Finney, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. And then we have, from my good patron, friend, subscriber, viewer, everything else, a friend, Pat, is The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. This is a book that I've been really, really excited to check out. Seems a bit like a vengeance story, if I'm not mistaken, and there's some outlaws. I always like that. The thing about Anthony Ryan is Anthony Ryan has a ton of series, and they all seem so different, and he's a very active author. I like that. I hope so much that I like this book, because to have another author, kind of like a John Gwynne, that's so active, that I really, really love, would open up the doors to get excited about all kinds of new releases. And also the back catalog for Anthony Ryan is growing, and it's there. It's pretty substantial. So I'd love to go through all of his series. If you have read The Pariah by Anthony Ryan, let me know down in the comments. Please don't give any spoilers. I would love to hear what you thought of it, and what other works by Anthony Ryan that you really enjoy. I'm hoping to get to this year. We'll see. Pat, thank you, my friend. Okay, and now we're going to go over some of the stuff that I bought for myself, because I'm trying to do a only new releases rule. Or maybe collector's editions in 2022. I don't know. I got to stop buying books. I'm running out of shelf space. You saw the bookshelf tour that I finally posted. The shelves are getting stacked. They're thick. They're real thick. But I went ahead and bought some right before the book ban went into place. And the first one is one of the series that I really like to get to this year, and that is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This is the Dandelion Dynasty Book 1. Everybody and their mother. I know everyone says A Song of Ice and Fire for everything, but I've heard more than anything. This is historical fantasy, and I've heard it's just amazing. It's called like, is it Silk Lock Fantasy? Am I wrong? I think I'm wrong. Oh well, I'll let somebody else correct me in the comments, but I don't know. I've heard so many amazing things about this, and I heard that it's really, really high drama, and that the dialogue's excellent, and book 4, I think, is the last book, and it comes out this year, so I would love to get caught up for that, because it's always fun to get hyped up for the end of a series. So The Grace of Kings, hopefully is going to be a big hit with me. And a book that I planned on reading this month in January, and I already actually read it, is The Witcher, The Last Witcher. This is the illustrated edition from Barnes & Noble. I got it half off. I think the full price is $40, so I got it for $20. I'll be honest with you, the illustrations in this are fine. I have so many illustrated editions, I would say this ranks somewhere in the middle of all the ones that I own. But for $20, I thought it was a steal. I wanted to try this out. I'm a massive fan of the Witcher games. I know everybody hates the show, apparently. I'm probably going to get yelled at for that, but I like the show. It is what it is, folks. If it has Geralt in it, I'm in. And the book, man, I've actually already finished this, to be honest with you, and I did a mix of audiobook too, but really surprised by this. And I'll probably do a review or a discussion for this. Matt from Super Gains Bros and Bend the Knee and everything, he's read it, he's a big fan, and I would like to talk more about it. But yeah, this edition, really, really nice, especially at a discount. I did take some risks with some of my purchases, and I'm usually kind of wary of that because of limited shelf space, but one of the ones that I actually ended up taking a risk on is someone that I own another book from that I haven't read yet, and that is Naomi Novik, and this is The Last Graduate. Seems like a dark academia type thing. I don't know, all of her novels are like relatively short at like 400 to 600 pages, and I hear a lot of good things about her writing. I have Spinning Silver back there. The cover sold me on that one, plus it's the economics and stuff. I like that stuff. So I don't know where this is going to land with me, but my wife is also interested in it, so I said, well, why not? Half off, right? All right, half my audience and viewers are going to groan as I hold this next book up, but guess what? It has an interesting cover, I would say, and I would say the illustrations inside are really, really quality, and I don't know, it was half off, okay? And I'm curious, so leave me alone. Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Not going to say anything else. How about that? Some people that I really know and love have really enjoyed this book for what it is. It is nowhere near the top of my TBR. But you know what? It looks kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. It was half off. I'm going to try it. If I hate it, I get the meme on it. Maybe I'll get... I know Alex has this book. Maybe Alan. Can I get Alan to read it? Who knows? I have no idea. We'll see. And now these next three are definitely risks, because I almost know nothing about these books, if I'm being honest with you. But I know the author names, so I said, I'll give them a shot. One is M.J. Kuhn's Among Thieves. I don't know, for some reason, the whole like thief and assassin thing has lately been really intriguing to me. Maybe it's because I read Realm of the Elderlings and it was such a non-typical assassin type of story. But I've heard really good things about M.J. Kuhn. And again, this is super duper short. Text is really big. I don't think it'll take me any time to get through. And this is another one that my wife was a little bit interested in. So we picked it up for half off. The next book is Adrian Shafkovsky's Shards of Earth. I've heard really good things about this. I really wanted to read Children of Time. I don't know if I'll read that or this first. Chakowski, the only book I've read from him is Cage of Souls. I hated it. I shouldn't say I hated it. I disliked it greatly. There was some good stuff to it, and it could have been good, but it just didn't come together. So I'm definitely willing to give him another shot. His books aren't terribly long, and I like the cover, if I'm being honest. It's kind of cool. But I hear a lot of good things about his sci-fi, and a lot of people I know say his sci-fi is better than his fantasy. I'm not giving up on this guy. I'm probably going to give him at least like 3 or 4 books because he writes so much before I say, okay, not the guy for me. So I'm excited to see if this one can turn my opinion on his stuff. Now this next one, I'm almost assured it's probably not going to be very good. I don't even think the pre-reviews on Goodreads was all that great, but it's called The Starless Crown by James Rollins. Do you know who in the world this is? I think it's called the Moonfall series. It's book 1. This was on the new release. It was half off. Okay, I had an odd number of books, and for some reason I wanted to make it even. I kind of like the cover and the color scheme. A lot of cover buying happens whenever things are on sale. It just is what it is. I know I sound like a bumbling idiot right now, but it's kind of a post-apocalyptic. There's a gifted story. Listen, if it's post-apocalyptic fantasy, I'm already like at 2 stars. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I know nothing about James Robbins other than the fact that he seems to publish a ton of books. He had Terry Brooks giving a little endorsement on the cover too. Post-apocalyptic, felt like a low risk. We'll see. I don't know if I'll even read this year. If you know anything about this, let me know down in the comments, or anything about James Robbins. I'd love to know if I just bought a complete dud. Now the next one, I'm sure I'll love because it's from one of my favorite authors of all time, and that is Billy Summers by Stephen King. It was a hardback. Like as soon as I saw hardbacks were half off at Barnes & Noble, I walked to the Stephen King section. I'm just like, I'm going to check it out because if anything, if any author is a guaranteed hit for me, it's usually Stephen King. Even with all of the stinkers he's put out, at the end of the day, he at least does something I like usually in every book that I've read from him. And I just love some Stephen King. I've heard really good things about this book. I want to say it was my friend Brent maybe, who is a big fan. I might be getting that wrong, but I've heard a lot of really good feedback from that. It's also a gorgeous book, in my opinion. I really, really like it. And not at the top of the TBR, but definitely one I'm excited to get to. Now, these last three, one is a bit of a present to myself with gift cards and other things that I was able to come by. And then the other two come from my best friend Andrew, who always seems to outdo himself every year during Christmas. And I can never give him back anything close to what these mean to me. So I will start with the one he gave me, and then I'll show off the two Subterranean Press books. And the first thing that he did buy me this year, and he actually found it in a used bookstore and got it for a really good deal. They didn't know what they had, which is kind of neat. But it's A Storm of Swords. This is the hardback first edition, which I have been trying to collect first editions for Song of Ice and Fire for as long as I've been a fan. In hardback, I should say. I have a couple trade paperbacks. I mean, it's my favorite book of all time, folks. It's not signed or anything, but man, it's a first edition. If I ever get an opportunity to meet George, I'm taking this. I can't really explain to you how cool this is. This is something I've been looking for a long time. I know I could go online and buy it, but there's something about finding it when you're out searching. It's just like an extra hobby to me. It's not even the same thing as reading. But yeah, my friend Andrew found this and gifted it to me, and I couldn't be any more thankful. And that's not the only Gurm book. So this is the one I said is kind of like a gift to myself, and it is a Subterranean Press. I got it with just, gift cards and cash that I was given for the holiday, and it was a treat yourself moment. And that would be A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Dunkin Egg Tales by George R. Martin. This is a Subterranean Press, and it's also signed. This is my only signed George R. Martin book. Yeah, this is just special to me. I don't know. I love it. The illustrations are actually the same one you can find in the general version. So there's nothing about this edition that is like crazy, other than the fact that it's from Subterranean Press. It is a limited release, and it's signed by George. I'll flip open. Also, I do love these illustrations. They are just fantastic. I love Dunkin Egg. I love it just as much as the main series. I really do. It's also signed by Gary Gianni, I think that's how you say his name, who is the artist, which is really cool. But there's George's signature right there at the beginning of this book. So yeah, this is definitely like a little bit extra, but I always wanted I always wanted to get my stuff autographed by George. But as the years go on and on and on, and with the world the way it is right now, I don't think that is ever going to happen. If I'm being honest, I don't think it'll ever happen. But I wanted to get this to add to my collection, and I feel like Dunkin Egg is a little bit underappreciated. Sorry, I was trying to fit that in there. I feel like Dunkin Egg is a little underappreciated by the fandom. There's a lot of people who love the main series who haven't read it. I really implore you to check it out, and that happens to be one of my favorite books that I own now. And this last book is a Subterranean Press book, and Andrew outdid himself here. Andrew is the gentleman I do Dudes Talking Manga with here on the channel, or manga. We're talking about Vinland Saga, Berserk, all that stuff. If you're into that, go check out those videos here on the channel. They're like long form, like 30 to 45 minute videos. They're great. But when I got Andrew into reading, into adult fantasy, he hadn't read a book since high school. And the first series that I got him into is First Law by Joe Abercrombie. And he has read every single book since, and he is in love. I think Joe Abercrombie is his favorite author, if I'm not mistaken. And he went ahead and gifted me, because I gave him the gift of reading, or such. I guess that's how I'll justify it. He gave me The Age of Madness, Book 1, A Little Hatred, in the Subterranean Press. It has this phenomenal illustration, beautiful spine. It's awesome. One thing I will say about this, I have folio societies. I have some other special editions. I don't think there's any books that I've ever opened, and the pages, you'll never be able to see this, but the feel of these pages, they feel different. They feel very, very quality, and it feels so sturdy in my hand. It's absolutely incredible. They're signed, which is awesome. Joe has one of the most minimalistic signatures I've ever seen, and it also is numbered. So this here is signed. I wish I could show. It's not going to show, but it's signed there, and it's numbered at the bottom. This is number 80, and I'm trying to handle this thing like a newborn baby. But yeah, without a doubt, I mean, this is one of the coolest books I own. I'm afraid to put it on the shelf because I don't want to damage it, because these things are not cheap. Yeah, Andrew, thank you, man. Thank you so much. And thanks for checking out this video, everybody. What a book haul. What a holiday season. I am surrounded by wonderful people in this community and in my life, and I could not be any more fortunate. I really appreciate you all. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope you have a happy new year. And maybe if this video does well and you like this, I'll do more book hauls. I really will. Even though I'm supposed to be on a book buying ban, we'll see
if that lasts. It probably isn't going to. But if you like this video, hit like so I know that I can continue to do content like this. If you dislike it, hit dislike. And if you loved it, hit subscribe. There's a Patreon down in the description. Optional, but always appreciated. And until I see you next time, be good, be safe. Remember to always keep turning the page.